Hey guys, this is going to be my full review on the Cellink B. Now the Cellink B is an uninterruptible power supply dedicated for dash cameras. Now the point of this is some people want to hardwire their dash cameras to a car, but especially in colder weather, this could be an issue for some people because eventually it could start to run down your car's battery, and your car battery might not charge enough when you're driving, especially if you don't drive very much. So the point of uninterruptible power supplies like this or the T-Power Alpha is the fact that it'll actually have a built-in battery that can charge your camera when your car can't. Now, the T-Power Plus Alpha is a little different than this one, which I did review earlier. Now the main difference between this and the T-Power Plus Alpha that I reviewed earlier is the fact that the T-Power actually powers your camera from your car battery first. Then once your car battery gets too low, the T-Power has multiple settings like 11.6, 12.2, 12.6 volts. Once it hits that threshold you set, it'll actually stop the power to the dash camera from the car battery, and it'll switch to the internal battery in the T-Power. Now the Cellink B does it backwards, where it actually powers the camera from the built-in battery first, and then if it dies, then if you have it hardwired to the main battery of the car, it will actually power it through your car. At first I was a little skeptical. I thought that maybe it was better to use your bigger car battery, but I have multiple cameras in my car, and what ended up happening is I just constantly have a battery in my car that's really low, and with my driving to work every day, it didn't seem like it was ever enough to get my car battery fully charged. Now the Cellink B has the advantage of only using its internal battery, and I was thinking, well, what's the difference? I'm going to be using this battery pretty quickly and then switch to my car battery and run that down, and over a week or so I'll end up in the same position. But what I found is the Cellink B, I think, actually does perform better for me because the fact that it has, for one, the lithium iron phosphate battery, which is a newer battery technology, it seems like it lasts longer, it performs better supposedly in extreme temperatures, and this battery pack also charges a lot faster than the T-Power Plus Alpha. Now the T-Power Plus Alpha was an improvement over the original model before the Alpha version came out, but I believe it was still only like 3 to 5 amps for charging the T-Power Plus Alpha, where the Cellink B has about 6 amps, and it basically allows you to fully charge it in about an hour and a half or an hour and 20 minutes of driving. Now I did test this against the T-Power Plus Alpha. So I have a DR650 2-channel and a DR550 2-channel, both from Blackview, and I connected the 550 to the Cellink B and the 650 to the T-Power Plus. Now, earlier when I was testing this, it was still really cold here in Minnesota, so my T-Power Plus Alpha actually wasn't lasting throughout the whole day when I was parked at work. Granted, I do park on a pretty busy road, and it does pick up a lot of motion, and I keep the motion sensor on, so both of the cameras are running a lot. But either way, during the winter, the T-Power Plus Alpha wasn't able to charge my cameras or keep my cameras powered the whole work shift, where the Cellink B always did. Now since then it's warmed up a bit, and actually both the T-Power Plus Alpha and the Cellink B have been able to power both of the cameras throughout my whole work shift. But besides that, I think that T-Power Plus Alpha does have some other benefits to it, and I'll get into those later. But for now, let's go ahead and look at the Cellink B and take a look at how it can be installed and how well it works. So this was actually sent to me for review by blackboxmycar.com. They're a Vancouver-based dashcam retailer, and I'll provide a link down below if you're interested in this product or any other products they have. I do also have a coupon code which I'll include in the description down below. So here on the inside you can see it's pretty big. Now the manual here is actually Korean, so I ended up looking for the manual online This isn't necessarily what you would get if you got it from Black Box My Car. So here you can see this is the main power cord. Now this cord is for charging it in the 12 volt cigarette adapter socket. And here's the main battery cable. That's if you want to connect it to your car and power it while your car is even off. So as you can see, this is pretty big. It's very tiny compared to this little matchbook sized NOV C2. Here's a little suction cup mount. It's about 3 times the size of a T-Power Plus. Now, not necessarily 3 times as thick, but it is wider. So here you can see the input and output. These are made in South Korea. This is where they're mostly popular. Now connecting it is pretty straightforward. As I was saying before, if you'd like to just connect it to your cigarette adapter, you can just plug it right into that 12 volt socket, and if your car powers it on while your car's on, then it'll continue to charge it while you're driving around. But you can also hardwire it, and that's how I would recommend using this. So with that red and black wire, you'll connect the red to an ACC fuse, basically any fuse that is only on while your car is on. And you want to always make sure you know what fuse you're connecting it to, because you don't want to connect it to any safety feature. It could be dangerous if you connected it to something like the airbags, for instance. So if you aren't sure and don't know how to figure it out, I would consult a professional. Then the black cable on that same red and black cable goes to a ground, but then there's an additional black cable that's completely separate, and that's for the main battery. And that actually has 2 cables or wires, and you'll see in the third picture here that it says the one with the white on the cable actually goes to the main battery fuse, but then the other one doesn't need to be connected. Now, BlackBoxMyCar.com was saying you should connect it to a ground, but according to the instructions, you don't have to connect it to anything. So let's take a look at how I installed mine. Since it's pretty big, I didn't want it in my glove box like my T-Power Plus Alphas, so I put it under my car seat. But I live in Minnesota, there's a lot of snow and slush and rain, so I wanted to keep it dry. But here you can see, there's actually enough space for a second one, so I'm probably going to install a second one right on the right side. And I am going to use some Velcro straps to clean all of this up and keep it real nice and neat. Now I bought this tray from Target. It was actually in the bathroom fixture aisle. It was next to a bunch of different little caddies for your bathroom countertop. And I do plan on using the Velcro that came with the Cellink B to connect it to the bottom of this. That way it won't rock around while I'm driving. I think overall one of the biggest cons of this uninterruptible power supply is the fact that it's pretty big. The cables are also sort of annoying. Now obviously the 12 volt socket is going to be big, but the other cables I wish would have just had regular plugins like the T-Power Plus. It basically leaves a lot more dangling cables around. One of the biggest issues with this and the T-Power Plus Alpha is the fact that neither of them have an override switch. The old T-Power, the pre-Alpha model, did actually have a button that could turn it off when you didn't want to drain the battery. That way you're preventing charging cycles, because for example this battery is rated at around 1,000 charges. So if you charge it and drain it every single day, it'll last about 3 years, give or take, which is pretty good actually. But if you live in a colder climate, maybe it's only 800 cycles, maybe it's only 700 cycles. So some sort of override switch would have been nice. But again, the T-Power Plus Alpha, the only battery I've used besides this one, also has no override switch. Now one of the best parts of this battery is the fact that it charges really quickly. So it supposedly draws about 6 amps of power, and it charges completely in about an hour and 20 minutes, and I've noticed that it is quicker than the T-Power Plus Alpha. I actually never connected this to the main battery, and in the month I've used it, it's only ever died twice, and both of those times were when I hadn't driven in a while and my car sat for over 12 hours. And granted, you're probably going to get a lot more than 12 hours than me, because I oftentimes have anywhere from 5 to 8 cameras in my car, so my car battery is hurting a lot. So supposedly you can expect anywhere from 20 hours or more on a 2-channel system to 70 hours to a single channel system. And then even then, maybe you only get 15 to 20 hours on a DR650, but you can connect it to the main battery, and if your battery is healthy, you can get an additional 12 hours or so potentially on your car battery. Now, according to blackboxmycar.com, they supposedly have had customers where it'll actually last an entire week. Personally, I haven't had any time that long whatsoever, but I'm also not the standard dashcam user. I am testing many at a time, so including 2-channel systems, I might have 4 to 5 different systems, a total of 7 or 8 cameras in my car at any given time. So it's not like the time in my car is typical. Regardless, if I would compare this directly to the T-Power Plus, I would say this has multiple benefits over it. It seems to last longer, it seems to charge faster, and it performs better in cold climates. But that's not to say that the T-Power Plus Alpha doesn't have some benefits. Now, if you want something really small that could fit in your glove box or wherever, the T-Power Plus Alpha is really small compared to this battery. It also has a lot more neater plugins. The cords and the plugins are a lot smaller and more convenient. And it also has a USB port, so you could pull the T-Power Plus Alpha out and actually use it as a portable battery to charge your cell phone if you wanted. But if you just want something that's going to charge your dash camera while you're parked as long as possible, this is definitely the way to go. But the biggest con of this, just like the T-Power Plus Alpha though, is the price. This one's even more than the T-Power Plus Alpha. As far as I know, blackboxmycar.com is the only retailer right now in North America that sells it, and it comes out to $188 US. They are Vancouver based, but they do ship to the US. Now, like I said before, I'll include a link down below and a coupon code down below that can get you at least $10 off. So it is pricey, but if you're like me or a lot of other people who want to be able to record while your car is parked, if you park in public a lot, personally I think this is a must-have if you can afford it. I've had a few people ask me to compare this to the T-Power Plus, and right now the T-Power Plus is going through some issues. I've been speaking with the company AnyPower, and they do plan on updating the Alpha model because they've had some development issues that have been causing problems with the batteries dying. Supposedly it's going to be fixed, and they're going to send me out the new fixed models. But for now, I'm actually going to buy a second Cellink B just so I can power both my DR650 and DR550, because for my personal situation, I just need them to last as long as possible and charge as quickly as possible. So anyways, I hope you liked this review. I would appreciate if you hit like and subscribe. I'm about to hit 300 subscribers probably by tomorrow as of posting this video, so I'm really excited to have more subscribers. It definitely keeps me motivated to keep making these videos. And as always, drive safe, and I'll see you next time. Thanks for watching.